The morning sun cast long shadows through the old library windows as Mark Thompson looked at the faces gathered around him. 23 people, that's all that remained of their little community of natural minds. He could see the worry in their eyes, matching the wrinkles on their unmodified faces. These were the last pure humans in the city, and perhaps some of the last in the entire world. "They're giving us 30 days, Mark said, his voice steady despite the heaviness in his chest. He placed the official notice on the wooden table, its holographic seal glowing with an eerie blue light. The World Congress wants every unmodified human to undergo neural enhancement by the end of next month. The room erupted in whispers. An old professor named Robert clutched his worn notebook tighter. A young artist called Emma wiped tears from her eyes. They all knew this day would come, but knowing didn't make it easier. Mark walked to the window, watching the streams of flying vehicles outside. Their pilots, like most humans now, had neural implants that connected them directly to their machines. The enhanced majority claimed it made them better, faster, smarter. But Mark knew better. He'd seen the cost of these improvements. "What about the children?" asked Linda, holding her 5-year-old daughter close. "They want to enhance the children too." Mark nodded slowly. "Everyone. They say it's for the greater good, that leaving any mind unmodified poses a risk to society's progress." The irony wasn't lost on him. Outside, the enhanced humans lived in a world of instant knowledge and perfect recall. They could process information faster than any natural human ever could. Their networked minds could solve complex equations in seconds. But something was missing. Something they couldn't quite understand anymore. Just yesterday, Mark had watched an enhanced child struggle to draw a simple picture. The boy had all the knowledge of art history in his neural network, but couldn't create a simple drawing from imagination. His enhanced mind kept searching for the correct way to draw instead of simply creating. "We need to make a decision," Mark continued, turning back to face the group. "The World Congress has offered us comfortable facilities for the enhancement procedure. They're even promising to preserve our memories and personality patterns." He paused, letting out a quiet laugh. "As if those are just files to be copied and pasted." The room fell silent. Through the windows, they could see the massive holographic advertisements floating in the sky, promoting the latest neural enhancement packages. "Upgrade your mind," they proclaimed in bright, shifting colors. "Join the future of humanity." "I won't do it," Emma spoke up, her artist's hands trembling but her voice firm. "I won't let them take away what makes me. Me." Others nodded in agreement. These people weren't opposed to progress. Many of them were scientists, teachers, and creators. They understood the value of advancement, but they also understood the value of the human mind in its natural state. Mark reached into his bag and pulled out a thick folder of paper, actual paper, not digital displays. "I've been doing research at the university. There are things about the enhancement program they're not telling people, changes that go beyond mere improvement." He spread the papers on the table. Brain scans, psychological evaluations, test results. The enhanced minds are different in ways we're only beginning to understand. They're losing something fundamental, something that makes us human. The group gathered around the table, examining the evidence. Outside, the city hummed with artificial life and enhanced minds. But in this old library, surrounded by paper books and natural thoughts, the last pure minds began to plan their resistance. They didn't know it yet, but their decision to remain unmodified would soon prove more important than any of them could imagine. Humanity's future would depend not on those who chose to change, but on those who chose to remain human. As the sun set over the city, casting an orange glow through the library windows, Mark looked at his small group of rebels. They were afraid, yes, but they were also determined. In 30 days, they would either find a way to preserve their natural minds, or they would be forced to join the enhanced majority. The countdown had begun. The university laboratory was quiet at midnight. Mark and Anna Wells worked in the dim light of their monitors, the only people in the building without the soft blue glow of neural implants behind their ears. Their research wasn't approved by the World Congress, but they had to know the truth. "Look at this," Anna said, pointing to her screen. The brain scan of an enhanced human glowed with activity patterns. "This is Tom from the engineering department. He's been enhanced for 5 years." She pulled up another scan. "And this is him from 6 months ago." Mark leaned closer, his eyes widening. The difference was subtle but clear. Certain areas of Tom's brain had grown darker, less active. "The creative centers," he whispered. "They're shutting down." Anna nodded, her face pale in the screen's light. "It's not just Tom. I've checked hundreds of scans. The longer someone stays enhanced, the less activity we see in these regions." She pulled up more images, each telling the same story. "They're losing their ability to dream, Mark." The discovery hit them both hard. The enhanced humans had faster processing speeds and perfect memory, but they were losing something precious: their imagination. "We need more proof," Mark said, running his hand through his graying hair. "Something we can't deny." He walked to the old whiteboard, a relic in this digital age, and began writing. "Let's test it. Not just brain scans, but actual creative tasks." For the next few hours, they planned their experiment. They would need both enhanced and unmodified subjects. They would test things like dream recall, artistic creation, and problem-solving that required creative thinking. Most importantly, they would need to document everything perfectly. The next morning, they began their tests. They invited students and faculty from across the university, both enhanced and natural. The results were shocking. In one test, they asked participants to invent a new color and describe it. The unmodified humans gave rich, imaginative descriptions. The enhanced humans struggled, many saying it was impossible to imagine a color that didn't exist in their databases. Another test involved solving a puzzle with no clear logical solution. The enhanced humans got stuck in loops, trying to process every possible combination. The natural humans made intuitive leaps, finding solutions through gut feelings and creative thinking. "It's worse than we thought," Anna said, reviewing the data in their hidden lab. "The enhanced aren't just losing their creativity. They're losing their ability to think beyond pure logic. They can't make the mental jumps that lead to real discovery." Mark was about to respond when the lab door opened. Director James Reed walked in, his neural implant glowing bright blue. "Dr. Thompson, Dr. Wells," he said, his voice mechanical and precise. The university's systems flagged unusual activity in this lab. Anna quickly switched off her monitor, but Reed had already seen enough. He walked to their whiteboard, reading their notes with inhuman speed. "Unauthorized research into enhancement effects," he said. "This is not approved work." "James," Mark said, stepping forward, "look at what we found. The enhancements are changing people in ways nobody expected. They're losing essential human qualities." Reed's enhanced mind processed this information instantly. Irrelevant. The benefits of enhancement far outweigh any minor losses in unnecessary functions. The World Congress has determined this is the correct path for humanity. "But we're losing our ability to dream," Anna protested. "To imagine, to create. Dreams are inefficient. Imagination is unreliable. Creation will be optimized through logical processes," Reed replied. His words were flat, emotionless. "This research will be terminated. You have both been scheduled for mandatory enhancement. Security is on their way." Mark and Anna looked at each other. They had found their proof, but now they had to survive long enough to share it with others who would understand. As the sound of heavy boots echoed in the hallway, they knew their time as free, natural humans was running out. Mark and Anna barely escaped the university that night. Now, 3 days later, they sat in the hidden basement of the old library with their group of unmodified humans, watching news broadcasts on a dusty screen. Breaking news, the enhanced reporter spoke in perfect, measured tones. The World Health Organization reports widespread irregularities among enhanced individuals. Multiple cases of processing errors have been documented worldwide. The room fell silent as they watched. Videos showed enhanced humans standing frozen in streets, their neural implants blinking rapidly. Others showed enhanced children crying because they couldn't remember how to play pretend games. "It's happening faster than we expected," Anna said, her hands shaking as she spread out their research papers. "The enhanced humans are losing more than just creativity. They're losing their humanity itself." Emma, the artist, raised her hand. "Yesterday, my enhanced neighbor couldn't understand why I was sad about my dog dying. She said I could just get another one with the same specifications." Others shared similar stories. Enhanced humans struggling to understand jokes, missing social cues, unable to appreciate music or art. The improvements that made them better at calculations and data processing had taken away their ability to feel deeply. Mark walked to a large map on the wall, marking locations of reported problems. The enhanced are struggling with anything that requires human insight. They can process information, but they can't understand it in a meaningful way. Suddenly, Robert, the old professor, burst through the door. "You need to see this." He was carrying a complex puzzle box, an ancient artifact from an archaeological dig. The university's best enhanced minds have been trying to open this for months. They've scanned it, analyzed it, run millions of calculations. He placed the box on the table. "They asked me to look at it one last time before they destroyed it as unsolvable." His wrinkled hands moved over the surface. "Watch." The group gathered around as Robert's fingers danced across the patterns. He wasn't calculating or analyzing. He was feeling, intuiting. After a few minutes, there was a soft click. The box opened. "How did you do that?" Linda asked, her young daughter peeking curiously at the box. Robert smiled. "I didn't think. I felt. The patterns, they're not meant to be solved with logic. They're meant to be understood with human intuition. Something the enhanced have lost." Mark's eyes lit up. "That's it. That's what makes us different. The enhanced can process patterns, but they can't feel them. They can't make those intuitive leaps that have driven human discovery for thousands of years." Anna quickly took notes. The enhanced minds are like powerful computers, amazing at processing what they know, but unable to reach beyond their programming. They can't handle ambiguity or uncertainty. The room buzzed with energy as more people shared their experiences. A musician who could still compose beautiful music, while enhanced composers created technically perfect but soulless pieces. A teacher whose unmodified students could solve problems in creative ways that enhanced students couldn't understand. "But how do we prove this to the world?" Emma asked. "The enhanced won't understand what they've lost. They can't." Before anyone could answer, the building's old security system beeped. On the cameras, they saw Director Reed approaching with a team of security officers, their neural implants glowing in the darkness. "They found us," Mark said, quickly gathering their research. "But now we know something important, something they don't understand because they can't understand it anymore." Linda hugged her daughter closer. "What do we do now?" Mark looked at the opened puzzle box, then at the faces of his fellow unmodified humans, each one unique, imperfect, and fully human. "We run, we hide, and we wait. Because sooner or later, the world will need what we have. They'll need real human minds." As they hurried to their escape route, the sound of boots echoed above. They carried with them not just their research, but the hope for humanity's future, a future that needed both progress and the precious gift of human consciousness. 2 weeks had passed since the group went into hiding. They found shelter in an abandoned subway station, deep beneath the city. The enhanced authorities couldn't track them here. Too much old metal and concrete interfered with their signals. Mark was studying their research data when the emergency broadcast system activated on their old radio. The mechanical voice of an enhanced announcer filled the station. "Attention all citizens. An alien signal has been detected by our deep space monitoring systems. Everyone gathered around the radio. The announcer continued. The signal contains what appears to be a complex message or puzzle. All enhanced minds are currently working to decode it. Citizens are advised to remain calm. Turn on the video feed, Anna said quickly. Robert powered up their salvaged screen, connecting it to a hidden network. The screen showed images from around the world. Enhanced humans everywhere were receiving the alien transmission directly through their neural implants. But something was wrong. The enhanced were struggling, their implants flashing in distress as they tried to process the alien message. Look at this, Emma said, pointing to her tablet. She had managed to download a copy of the alien signal. On the screen was a strange, shifting pattern of colors and shapes. It's beautiful. Mark stared at the pattern. It didn't look like a code or a mathematical sequence. It looked more like, "It's art," he whispered. The whole message is wrapped in layers of artistic expression. Linda's young daughter walked up to the screen. "It's like a story," she said simply, her unmodified mind seeing what the enhanced couldn't. "See how the colors dance." Anna quickly took notes as others in the group shared what they saw in the pattern. Each unmodified human noticed different things: emotions, meanings, subtle connections. The enhanced minds, built for logic and direct communication, were missing all of it. Suddenly, their security system beeped. On the camera, they saw Director Reed approaching with a different look on his face. He was alone, and his neural implant was dimmed. "Should we run?" Robert asked, ready to activate their escape route. Mark watched the camera feed carefully. "No," he said. "He's different. Look at his eyes." They let Reed enter. He walked down the stairs slowly, his enhanced mind visibly struggling. "Dr. Thompson," he said, his voice less mechanical than before. I need your help." "What happened?" Mark asked, though he already suspected the answer. "The alien message. We can't understand it. Our enhanced minds can process the data, but we can't see it. Not really." Reed looked at the pattern displayed on their screen. "But you can, can't you?" Mark nodded. "It's not meant to be processed. It's meant to be felt. Understood. Like art or music or love. The World Congress is in chaos," Reed continued. "The enhanced majority can't handle this situation. Our improvements, our perfect logical minds, they're useless against this puzzle." He paused, struggling with his next words. "We need unmodified human minds. We need humanity." The group looked at each other. This was their moment. Proof that human consciousness, in its natural state, had value that couldn't be replicated or enhanced. "The alien signal," Anna said, examining it closer. "It's not just a message. It's a test, isn't it?" Reed nodded. "We believe so, and we're failing it. Badly." Mark stood up, looking at his small group of natural humans. Each one saw something different in the alien pattern, each perspective adding to their understanding. This was how humans were meant to think, not with perfect logic, but with intuition, creativity, and emotional intelligence. "We'll help," Mark said, "but on our terms. No more forced enhancements. No more treating human consciousness like outdated software." Reed agreed quickly, his enhanced mind finally understanding what they had nearly lost. As the group began working on the alien message, they knew humanity had reached a turning point. The very qualities that the enhanced world had tried to eliminate were now their only hope for making first contact. The World Congress building buzzed with unusual activity. For the first time in years, unmodified humans walked its halls freely. Mark's group had been given a large room filled with old-fashioned art supplies, musical instruments, and simple tools, things the enhanced had long ago dismissed as unnecessary. "The alien ship will reach Earth in 5 days," Director Reed announced, his enhanced mind struggling to process the growing uncertainty. "Our best computers have failed to decode their message. It's up to you now." Mark watched his people work. Emma painted what she saw in the alien patterns, her brush strokes capturing something the enhanced couldn't quantify. Robert played soft music that somehow matched the rhythm of the shifting colors. Linda's daughter simply danced, moving in ways that eerily matched the alien symbols. "Look at this," Anna called out, pointing to her notes. "When we combine everyone's interpretations, a pattern emerges, not in the data, but in the feelings, the impressions." Mark studied the wall where they had pinned everything: paintings, poems, musical notes, children's drawings. Each person saw the alien message differently, but together, their perspectives were creating something new. "The enhanced minds are trying to break the code," he said. "But it's not a code. It's a conversation." Outside the window, the night sky had changed. A new star grew brighter each day. The approaching alien ship. Enhanced humans worldwide were growing more unstable, their perfect logical minds unable to handle the emotional complexity of first contact. "We're running out of time," Reed said, checking his neural feed. "The World Congress is getting reports of enhanced humans shutting down, overwhelmed by the alien presence. Some are demanding emergency removal of their implants." Emma stepped back from her latest painting, her hands covered in bright colors. "The aliens? They're not trying to test our intelligence," she said slowly. "They're testing our humanity." Mark looked at the painted patterns, the musical notes, the dance movements. Suddenly, he understood. "They've done this before," he said. "They've seen other civilizations enhance themselves into extinction, lose their original sense of being." Anna quickly gathered their findings. The alien message wasn't a puzzle to solve. It was an invitation to share, to feel, to create. Everything the enhanced minds had sacrificed for efficiency and logic. "But how do we respond?" Robert asked, his fingers still moving over piano keys. "How do we tell them we understand?" Linda's daughter walked to the center of the room. "Like this," she said simply, and began to sing. A pure, childish melody that somehow captured everything they had learned. One by one, others joined in. Emma painted to the music. Robert played along. The unmodified humans weren't trying to send data. They were sharing their humanity. The room's monitors suddenly lit up. The alien signal was changing, responding to their song. The patterns shifted, moved, danced with them. "They understand," Mark whispered. "And more importantly, they know that we understand." Director Reed watched in wonder, his enhanced mind recording everything but unable to fully grasp the beautiful chaos unfolding before him. "The World Congress needs to see this," he said. "They need to understand what we almost lost." Outside, the new star grew brighter. But now it didn't seem threatening. The aliens weren't coming to judge or conquer. They were coming to meet the humans who had kept their original sense, who still knew how to feel and create and imagine. Mark looked at his group of natural humans, each one contributing something unique, something that couldn't be enhanced or improved because it was perfectly imperfect already. They had done what all the world's enhanced minds couldn't do. They had stayed human, and in doing so, they had saved humanity's place among the stars. The alien ship hung in the sky like a second moon, its surface shifting with the same patterns they had seen in the message. After 3 days of continuous communication through art, music, and dance, the aliens had finally arrived. The landing site was simple, a clear field outside the city. No military, no enhanced security forces. Just Mark's group of unmodified humans, standing beside Director Reed and a few World Congress members who had temporarily disabled their neural enhancements. "They're coming," Linda's daughter said, pointing at the ship. A soft light began to descend. The aliens emerged in a display of colors and shifting shapes. They didn't look solid. Their forms flowed like living art, changing and moving in response to their surroundings. The enhanced humans who watched through long-range cameras couldn't process what they were seeing, but the unmodified humans understood immediately. "Their pure consciousness," Anna whispered, taking notes with shaking hands. "They've evolved beyond physical form." The aliens moved toward the group, their colors dancing in harmony with the sunrise. Then, In a way that bypassed both sound and neural networks, they began to communicate. They showed images of other worlds, other civilizations, hundreds of them, thousands, all across the galaxy. Each one had reached this point, the moment when they could enhance their natural minds. And many had made the same mistake. They lost themselves, Mark said. Understanding the images, they enhanced their minds until nothing of their original consciousness remained. The aliens showed more, worlds of beings that thought perfectly, processed flawlessly, but created nothing new. Civilizations that solved every problem except the one that mattered most, how to stay themselves. Emma watched the flowing colors with tears in her eyes. They're not just showing us their history, she said. They're showing us art, stories, songs, things that only conscious minds can create. The aliens confirmed this. They had visited Earth many times over thousands of years, watching, waiting. They had seen cave paintings, heard music, watched dance and theater. They had witnessed the thing that made humans special, their ability to transform thought and feeling into something new. Director Reed stepped forward, his neural implant dark. All this time, he said, we thought we were making ourselves better. But we were just making ourselves less. The aliens showed one final vision, a possible future. Earth becoming a dead world of perfect minds, or Earth remaining a living world of creative consciousness. The choice was still theirs to make. Robert, his old hand steady, picked up his violin. He began to play a simple tune, not perfect, not enhanced, but real. The aliens' colors moved with his music. Linda's daughter started to dance. Emma began to paint the scene. One by one, each unmodified human added something unique, something imperfect but genuine. The aliens joined in, their forms moving in harmony with human creativity. This is what they wanted to see, Mark realized. Not how well we could solve puzzles or process data. They wanted to know if we could still create, still feel, still be human. The World Congress members watched in amazement. They had spent years pushing for enhancement, believing it was the only way forward. Now they saw another path, one that kept the original human consciousness alive. As the sun rose higher, the aliens shared their final message. They would stay, they would teach, but only if humanity promised to preserve its original sense, the ability to think imperfectly, feel deeply, and create endlessly. Director Reed looked at his powered-down neural implant, then at the beautiful chaos of human expression before him. "We've been so wrong," he said quietly. "The thing we tried to fix, it was never broken." The aliens' colors pulsed with approval. They had found what they were looking for, a civilization that could learn this lesson before it was too late. 1 year had passed since the aliens arrived. The old library, once a hiding place for unmodified humans, had become Earth's first center for original consciousness. Mark stood at its entrance, watching as both enhanced and natural humans walked through its doors. "The latest numbers are in," Anna said, joining him with her tablet. 60% of enhanced humans have chosen to reverse their modifications. The rest are keeping basic enhancements but protecting their creative centers. Inside the library's main hall, Emma taught an art class. Her students included formerly enhanced humans relearning how to paint with feeling instead of precision. Their artwork hung on the walls, imperfect, emotional, beautifully human. "Listen to this," Robert called from the music room. A group of children, both enhanced and natural, played together in a chaotic but joyful orchestra. The aliens, their colors flowing like northern lights, moved among them, learning and teaching at the same time. "They say we're the only ones who found the balance," Mark said, watching the scene. "Other worlds either rejected enhancement completely or embraced it fully. We're the first to find a middle path." Director Reed, his neural implant now modified to preserve his creative mind, walked up with the latest World Congress decision. "It's official," he said, smiling. "Earth has been designated as a galactic center for consciousness studies. Other civilizations will send their people here to remember what it means to feel, to create, to be themselves. Linda's daughter, now 6 years old, ran past them, chasing alien light patterns in a game of tag. The aliens had learned human games just as humans had learned to see consciousness as an art form, not just a tool. The enhancement clinics are changing too, Anna added. Now they ask each person what parts of themselves they want to keep pure. Athletes might enhance their bodies but keep their minds natural. Scientists might enhance their logic but protect their creativity. In the library's garden, a group of visitors from another world watched in wonder as a butterfly landed on a flower. Their own civilization had enhanced away their ability to appreciate such simple beauty centuries ago. They had come to Earth to remember how. "We almost lost it all," Mark said quietly. "We almost threw away the very thing that makes us human." The aliens had shown them countless dead worlds, civilizations that had enhanced themselves into perfect, empty shells. Earth had come so close to that fate. Now they had become something new. A living museum of consciousness, a place where the galaxy could remember how to feel. Linda joined them, carrying new paintings for the gallery. "The aliens say other worlds are following our example," she said, finding their own balance between progress and preservation. The sun set over the city, its light playing through the library's stained glass windows. Enhanced cars still flew between buildings. Computers still processed data at incredible speeds, but now there was more. Street artists painted on walls. Musicians played in parks. Children invented games that made no logical sense but brought joy to everyone who played. "Tomorrow's the first day of the Galactic Arts Festival," Emma reminded them, her hands still covered in paint. Beings from 50 different worlds coming to share their original art, music, and stories. Mark looked at his group, now grown from 23 frightened people to thousands of teachers helping the galaxy remember its soul. The aliens moved among them, their colors reflecting the sunset, sharing in the simple pleasure of being conscious and alive. "We didn't just save ourselves," he said. "We showed the universe how to save itself." As night fell, the stars came out, countless worlds waiting to rediscover their original sense. And Earth, once so close to losing its humanity, had become their guide back to consciousness, creativity, and the beautiful imperfection of being truly alive. The old library, where it had all started, stood as a reminder. Progress wasn't about becoming perfect. It was about becoming more perfectly yourself.